Hello everyone, this is Russell Carlin. This is my week 1 review video for the cross-platform mobile development course. And for this week we're just going over a few questions to show our experiences this week here. First question, what did I find most valuable? Definitely just working with the basics of the tables, learning how to make tables, what databases look like, working with a database, and kind of learning just everything from, we've done it before somewhat, but we haven't really, you can always use more practice. It's been a while since we actually did it, and just kind of freshening our memory, and then also getting more knowledge about them, and then also working with APIs. I actually went through a few APIs trying to figure out which one I wanted to use, so I got to learn a lot about multiple, like a handful of them, so it was pretty good. What was most challenging? Finding an API. Like I said, I went through a few of them. It was just hard to find one that actually had all the stuff that I needed to make the 3 tables and all of the different data types and everything. So like I said, I went through a handful of them, just different ones. I didn't want to use the weather one because, as he said, it's everyone uses it, and I would imagine so. It's a pretty basic one that you can just has everything you would ever need, so I wanted to get something different. And then sorting through the huge JSON that I had, I used the Twitter API, and you get massive JSONs from that. And I actually sorted it through and chopped off all the stuff that I didn't use in my database and only left the data. So yeah, that took forever. But it's going to be easier for the instructor, so he doesn't have to go through and, okay, where's this data at, so you are welcome for doing that, because it did take me forever. So what would you like to have done differently if you could? I would like to have done my own API. I've had an idea of it, one that would just basically be an inventory, kind of like a point of sale inventory tracker, or whatever you want to call it, app, and it would have to use an API, or well, it could, and I would make it so that it would have an API that you can basically search through the inventory and do all that kind of stuff. And it was for my the company I work for, just Computer Discount. Just have all of the inventory right there, be able to search through and do all these different things with it. And so I'd like to have done that if I had the time. And then also being able to turn that into an app, not just for just inventory overall, for any kind of inventory, basically just a POS app, point of sale app that would take care of your inventory and all of your service orders and blah blah blah. So I would like to have done that. Things that needed clarification, really the only thing was I wasn't sure if we could use more than one API, because I was having trouble finding one, like I said before, that had enough of data returned to be able to make 3 tables that were, had all the data types and everything. And I didn't think that we should be using 3, so I didn't. I was trying to find one that could just, has everything, but I don't know if, I guess we could have, I don't know. So that could use a little clarification. It would have been a lot easier if I could just use 3 different ones, just have 3 different tables there, but I guess that wouldn't necessarily make sense. So, but I don't know, just a little clarification there would have been cool. So, alright, well, that is all for this week, and I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week.